What's up, my name is Ken and I help small creators make easy and consistent cinematic videos to stand out from their niche. Today I'll be sharing my tricks to recording 7 talking head videos in under 3 hours to post consistent content every week. First things first, you're obviously going to need 7 speaking scripts. Now, what you want to do is write your talking head videos using word for word or dot point scripts. As you can probably tell, writing all 7 scripts word for word is going to take a shit ton of time. So what I do is I mix between word for word and dot points, but mostly dot points. But if you are starting out, word for word is actually better to help you practice speaking. So you want to include both word for word and dot points. If you're used to speaking, write your scripts in dot point format. You can literally just start like that. I write my intros using word for word, and you saw that like 10 seconds ago. And I also write the rest of my scripts in dot points, and you're literally reading them right now. As you can see, this right here is my script. So you want to remove all the unnecessary fluff in your scripts that don't add any value. So you look at your sentences or your dot points. If you ask yourself, like, if this doesn't add to the story, then you want to remove it. It's going to be hard. It's a tough decision, but you just have to. And the bonus tip is to write like the way you speak. This optimizes for authentic communication with you and your audience. You don't want to sound like a robot when reading off of a word for word script. Next up, you want to plan your screenplay shots. Now, for cinematic content, if you're doing talking head videos, I believe that having B-roll shots is going to be the best way to, first of all, make your content engaging, post it consistently, and find a unique style that stands out from the rest of your niche. Now, what I mean by planning the main cinematic B-roll shots you want to take, this is where you script and describe what shots that you want to take for your talking head videos, because they're going to act as B-roll. You want to put the footage on top of your talking head timeline. So you want to plan shots and then film shots that help you tell your story. For example, I would film myself meditating if I'm talking about meditation in my video. What you also want to do, and this is important, is to save all of your B-roll after you film. And I mean, every single clip that you shoot, you might not think it's going to be important for the future, but like if you save it in a folder or in a USB, it's going to be useful in the future for your next upcoming content. You're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh, okay, luckily I have some extra footage that I can use in this talking head video. That is called content recycling. So how do you write a screenplay shot? You basically write down the location, then the angle, then the shot distance that you want to take, and the action or movement or activity that you're going to do. For example, this shot, I wrote down living room, mid-angle, close-up shot, face behind book collection, looking up towards light. Right? It's a very simple description, but this is behind the text is what I got. For this shot, I wrote down backyard, low angle, medium shot, punching boxing bag. And for this shot, I wrote down room, low angle, extreme close-up shot, holding USB, camera focused on that USB. Now, for your production setup, make sure you have all the equipment charged before shooting several videos. I often make the mistake all the time of not leaving my camera charged overnight or not charging my camera before I start filming, and like I start filming my talking head videos with my camera on like 10%, and it sucks. But luckily I actually filmed next to my charger, which is okay. I have a camera, mic, tripod, mic stand, light stand, and a laptop. You always want to have your script open. That's what I use my laptop for. And of course, out of frame. You don't want to be seen reading off of your script when filming yourself speaking. I recommend keeping the same setup for all 7 videos. Okay, so the same spot, same camera angle, same shot, everything. But I like to change clothes sometimes to make each video different. Okay, so if you're sitting there filming 7 videos at once, so maybe you want to change background elements, or maybe your outfit, maybe the accessories that you're wearing, to make each and every one of 7 videos different. Another good tip is to shoot near an electricity plug and charge all of your equipment there together. Even though sometimes I leave my camera uncharged and I have to film, I can still just plug it into the charger and record. So it's very efficient. And a bonus tip is to create an authentic style. For example, use lights, use colors, use background elements, and etc. Now, when it comes to actually speaking on camera and you press record and then boom, you want to read through your script first, don't say anything, then say it out loud onto the camera, and then repeat with all the other lines that you wrote down. For word scripts, it should be very, very easy. Using word for word scripts is good for practicing your speaking skills because you can just read it off, memorize that one line for like 2 seconds, and then say it in front of the camera, and then do that for the rest of your video. This is where you consider your tone, your volume, your pacing of your speaking, okay? Find your own way of communicating. That's what I mean by finding your own authentic style. Verbal communication is also important. Now, for dot point scripts, it's a lot harder to use it for speaking because it requires some sort of improvisation. I don't even know if that's a word, but fuck it. Mistake is that I like to ramble on using dot point scripts about different topics and stuff. So my tip would be to avoid doing the same mistake as me. Avoid rambling on about different topics when improvising from your dot points. A good tip for dot point scripting is to read through them before recording so that you can enter some sort of flow state. For my talking head videos, I like to do this so that I can sort of enter the entire topic that I want to talk about and put it into my mind for a little bit, read through them, skim through your dot points, and then start recording. Here's a good heads up. You're going to mess up your lines. It's just guaranteed. Whether you're doing word for word or dot points, you're going to mess it up, okay? So just keep rolling. The point of recording a talking head video is just to keep it rolling no matter what. You can edit it later on. You can edit your bloopers out, your mistakes, your stutters. It doesn't matter. Leave it for later. Just stay in the moment of filming and getting your lines correct. You just keep rolling. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I ruined the entire video because I messed up. No one really gets videos in one take. I barely do. I cut my ums and ahs and stutters out every 2 seconds. Now, in terms of repetition, it's going to get repetitive after your first couple of videos. Like, just imagine yourself sitting down, pressing record on a camera, and you're like 2-3 videos in already. You've recorded about 30 minutes of footage in total. Okay, it's going to start getting repetitive. You're going to get tired. So what you want to do is really pump up that discipline and stay focused on your scripts and don't lose your flow state. Don't go on and scrolling on Instagram and social media. Don't do that. Just stay focused until you've recorded all 7 of your videos. The process goes like read, record, speak, stop, change clothes maybe if you want to, then repeat. Before you know it, you actually have 7 new pieces of valuable content, and then it's very useful. Before you know it, you have 7 new pieces of valuable content. A bonus tip, it's not top, it's tip. Avoid repeating any sentences or points when speaking. I like to do this with my dot point scripts so that I can make my points more significant and more meaningful. I try and avoid that as much as possible nowadays because it's just annoying. You know, you've already said your point. You don't really have to repeat it unless it's really, really important, you know. If you need more help scripting your videos or improving your talking skills on camera, then you can join my creator community with more than 50 other driven content creators that are inside. What we all do is interact through our community forum, as well as our group Q&A calls and our live influencer interviews that are hosted on Zoom. You also get exclusive access to all of my content courses that are available inside our classroom. And all of these courses covers every single topic that I know inside my head in terms of easy and practical methods for creating cinematic content. Click the link down below for more details, and I'll see you next time.